If you recall, in last Monday's video, I showed how I decorated the box. However, I didn't have this image on the front. I felt as I kept looking at it with the journal in there, you could only see this little part of the journal and it looked skewed. So what I did is I took this image of Christ and I used punched it out. I used cherry cobbler cardstock and then just put a little gold around the edge, and then I glued it to the front of the box. But then I knew you would be able to see the glue on the other side, so I kind of did the same thing on this side so that you wouldn't be able to see the glue. And then I feel that really did finish off my little December daily journal. So I thought I would start decorating my grandchildren's Christmas ornaments. I make them one every single year. And I start out with just the plain plastic ornaments. We buy them at Michael's here in the U.S., but I'm sure you can get them at Walmart and most any place. And I start out with, they're just clear plastic, and I take white gesso and apply a coat over the outside of it just to give it a base and to cover that plastic part, so it, in the end result, it doesn't look plastic. So it's just your plain old white acrylic gesso. So after painting the ornament, the outside of it twice, then now I'm going to take some of this, and you've seen me use this before, this Delight. It's a modeling clay, and I'm going to use it to make this little scroll here. And it's a little finicky to get it in there. Make sure you get enough, but still not an excess, so you don't have any that then wouldn't show the scroll itself. Boy, I can't get my words out this morning. I woke up really, really early. I think I woke up at 4:30. But then, of course, I went to bed at, I think, about 7:30 and finally went to sleep at about 9. So what I do is I just kind of push it in there first and then start scraping some of it off the top. And see, you can see right there, that's where the mold is. And I know it kind of goes in here like this. Okay, I think that's pretty good. At least I hope so. And then to get it out, you just roll it, and hopefully it comes out. Sometimes you have to push it a little bit. There we go. Excuse me. I think I need to come in here and kind of push that in there a little bit. Okay. And then I take this super heavy gel, this matte. I buy it at Hobby Lobby. Oops, hang on. I forgot my brush. And so what you want to do is put quite a bit of this onto your piece so that it adheres really well. Because you're going to be, it's not going to be a flat surface. And it dries clear. And then I just take my piece and lay it over where I want it to go. And I'm just gonna have it kind of fold over like that. I don't have a plan yet of what I'm gonna do exactly. Oh, and then I just press it kind of in every little corner. Do you see right there in that one little thing, corner right there? It's not adhered to the ornament. But then the rest looks pretty good. And then let's do this one. I may need a third one. We'll have to see. I'm also going to put the kids, these are for my grandkids, and I'm going to put their initials on. I don't have enough room on the ornament to do their full name, but I am going to put their initials on there. I'm done with all of my Christmas shopping with the exception of, I think I maybe told you in the last video, my daughter has a big table. Yeah, I know, I remember I did tell you. And she wants a table runner. She wants me to make a table runner. So I want her to go with me to a quilt store because quilt stores tend to have higher quality fabric, and I want her to pick out the fabric she wants. So let's see here. So that this is at the top over here. Yeah, I think that's good. By the time I put her initials on here and maybe some decoupaged rice paper or napkin, I think that's good for there. And so I'm going to just let that dry for a minute. So I have a mold with alphabets. And so I have an O for Olivia. And again, I'm just going to put some of that heavy matte gel on it to adhere it to the ornament. And the nice thing about this Delight clay is it will mold to the ornament, and you want to make sure. So this is how it's going to hang, and so I want my O about there, and then I'm just going to press it down so that it molds to the curves of the ornament, and then I will let that dry. If some of the glue oozes out the side, you just use a baby wipe to get it off. So my next step was to color the ornament. This is from Hobby Lobby. It's called Tuscan Red. It's a really nice deep red. I like it. And I added some perfect pearls to it just to give it a little bit of shimmer. And then next I'm going to color the scrolls and what have you with glorious gold. And I'll just do a little bit of that and then turn off the camera and then show you when I'm done. So I just kind of hang on to the ornament with my finger and just go in and start painting. And that will be our next step. And so then I will come back and show you when this whole thing is painted. My next step is a two-step process for crackle varnish. So you apply this first one and let it dry. They say apply a second coat, but I don't remember doing that. And then you apply step 2. So let's go ahead and just do the first one, and this will give us a crackle effect. So what I do is I just kind of shake it up and then pour it onto the ornament or whatever surface I want to be a crackle effect, and then just spread it out. So if I sound a little froggy, it's because I caught a cold. It was on Wednesday that I started getting like a congestion and sneezing and coughing. And because I was going to work, now remember I'm a nurse, and we can have COVID tests done whenever we want. So I thought, well, I better test and see if I'm positive, because I didn't want to, get any of my patients sick or my coworkers. So my COVID test came back negative. Ooh, I might get zinged for saying that on YouTube, but anyway, it was negative, and so it's just a normal cold. Let me put a little bit more here. But what happens all the time with me, and it has my whole life, every time I get a cold, it kicks off my asthma. So, yeah. So I'm on the breathing treatments, and, I take a lot of vitamins routinely just because I know those really help, especially vitamin C. I take D and zinc and a bunch more. But anyway, I'm doing my breathing treatments right now, so... But I did one probably, maybe a half an hour ago, and I already feel a lot better. What happens is, instead of just having trouble breathing, sorry, I'm trying to twirl this around, is I cough a lot. So at least that coughing has stopped. Okay, and then now I'm going to just set this aside and let it dry. Well, right now, I don't see a lot of crackle going on, so I'm not sure what's happening with that. But I do want to lighten up the gold a little bit. I do have this, it's called white gold. It's a wax paste. The brand is Pentart. So I'm going to put a little bit over these darker areas. Of the gold. And it will just lighten up those one little areas, and it only goes over the, like the raised areas. I hope you can see that. Let me hold it up to the camera. Can you see that? How it just kind of lightens it up. I am still going to try to figure out why it's not crackling, because I wanted to add a little bit more color in that red area just to make it look a little bit different. Okay, I think I got that. I'm going to just set that and let that dry a little bit. So one of the other things that I did is I wanted to give the gold a little bit more of depth of color. So I took these, I ordered these off of Amazon. They're metallic rub-ons, and I used this kind of dark chocolate one, and I just wiped it over the gold parts there. Then I took just the same acrylic paint that I colored the scrolls with and covered the little holder there. So it's still drying. So I'm going to stop the video right here, but I'm not done with this ornament. To me, it still needs quite a bit of work. I'm not quite sure what I need to do, but you guys know sometimes just leaving a project alone for a little bit, coming back with fresh eyes the next day, and it will come to you. I think it needs to be lightened up. These need to be cleaned up a little bit. So anyway, but that's my ornament thus far for my granddaughter Olivia. And then I'll just real quick show you the one that I have going for Gavin. And again, it needs a little bit of work. And then the ornament for Judson. So anyway, I will continue with these. Maybe I can get that crackle to work. Maybe I need to do some decoupaging. I'm not sure. But anyway, thanks for joining me, everybody. And I will see you guys next Monday. Thanks. Bye-bye.